Okay, this is a no-fluff, high-level overview of what exactly Conveyor is, what it's not, and who actually cares about it. Who's it for? So let's start with who's it for. So we work with some of the biggest names in the home services space, and we help them recruit, onboard, train, and retain more independent field sales reps and technicians. And by more, I like high volume. Now, we have smaller companies that work with us too, but we are really well known for doing that process of making a smooth rep experience from the very first time you hear about the opportunity all the way through to being a veteran rep. We do that at scale. So that's what we're known for. So the old way, let's say you're not using us, you're probably doing something like this, where you have a mixture of an applicant tracking system, maybe an HR tool for onboarding, an LMS for some training, and a messaging tool, and a knowledge-based tool, and some kind of AI tool. It's all stitched together. There's never one like solid rep experience. Reps are kind of like, what is going on? There's all these different things I have to log into. And so what Conveyor does is it streamlines all of that and puts it all under one location. Now, you don't have to use all of our products all at once. A lot of people come to us and say, I just want to use your training for right now, and then maybe move to your recruiting and onboarding later, okay? And I'm going to go through all of that. So it all starts with the portal. So the portal is a branded portal, has your brand on it, and you can add, people can say add to home screen, and it's got your icon, and it feels like a native app. It's what's called a PWA, or Progressive Web App. And when a candidate, like a recruit, gets a text, they can click on that and they're instantly in learning about the opportunity. And that's the same place where they're going to onboard, and then the same place they're going to train. So there's very low barrier. They don't have to go download an app or get a login, temporary login password. They're just instantly in through a magic link. Okay? And it works on all devices. You can even embed it into other applications if you need to. So let's talk about recruiting. So the old way is like a disjointed rep experience. Maybe you've got very different teams doing recruiting different ways. The reporting's hard to track because it's in different platforms or different silos. And with Conveyor, it doesn't matter if your different downlines or different partnerships are doing recruiting differently, we can handle all of that complexity. And so let's talk about how we build out a funnel for you. So on the left-hand side, you're seeing what the experience would be like for a candidate. On the right-hand side is actually our workflow builder. And this is something that you can totally customize. We have blueprints for you that you can install, but actually it's the full engine, okay? So let's say a candidate gets a text, a link, they're learning about the opportunity. We're tracking whether or not they're watching that video. Then we're gonna qualify them. We're gonna ask them different questions to score them to see if they're the right fit for us. And then we're actually going to automatically inject the right calendar for the right office and have them schedule. And then let's say they didn't get to scheduling and we want to nudge them. So we can actually nudge them. I don't know if you actually saw that calendar to schedule. Go ahead and click on that link and go right in there and schedule, please. Okay. We have reporting for days. So we affectionately call this one here the pizza tracker. And so that's for keeping track of where people are at. This is really important when you're getting referrals from other team members and they want to know, hey, where is that person I sent you? Where are they in the process? And so we've got pizza tracker reporting. We've got funnel reporting to break down where your conversions are per office or recruiter, that sort of thing. Okay, downline reporting, whether you want to track who manages whom, who recruits whom, it's all built in and we track it fastidiously, okay? All right, so the other type of recruiting, besides regular like Indeed style recruiting, would be organic personal recruiting. We call it PRs for short. So let's say I'm a rep out on knocking a door and I meet a candidate that might really be awesome to add to the team and I don't have the time really to explain the role to them. I would say most recruiting in the space is not really actually recruiting. It's more like order taking. Okay, this person said they want to do it. I'm going to put them in the system. We're going to start onboarding them. This moves beyond that to recruit and nurturing. So I'm going to plug in their info as the rep. It's going to kick out a text to Peter here and explain the opportunity, position the opportunity, follow up with him if he didn't watch that video and send nudges. And then it's going to get that person scheduled to the right office, depending on who referred them, and then remind them, right? Now, as the rep who referred Peter, I'm going to be able to see that pizza tracker and see where Peter is in the process. Are we nurturing him? Has the agreement gone out yet? So in the same place, I'm a rep, in the same place where I'm doing my training, looking up other resources, I can also go look at my downline and look at my recruitment list. And I have a little micro recruiting CRM in my pocket in the same place where I got recruited. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now let's talk about onboarding. Old way, you might be using, say, an HRS tool. You've got a separate e-sign tool. You're emailing the rep a DocuSign. You got to wait for somebody manually to send that out. Then they're getting links from all over from different tools, okay? And they don't know what to click on. And what you're saying to them when this happens is, this is how your experience as a seller or as a technician is going to be moving forward, okay? That's what you're really telling them, what you're projecting that. And so onboarding in direct sales and in a space where you're onboarding 1099 contractors is actually like recruitment version 2. So in this space, what you're really trying to do is actually reposition the opportunity as a killer opportunity. You're not just doing an HR process, okay? And that's a key thing that is lost in the mix. First things first, I'm gonna fill out my information. I'm gonna get my badge photo in there. I'm gonna then get excited again, because right in the middle of the onboarding experience, it might explain the gear prizes, right? Or what the expectations are of me, or show me some of the other team members or something like that. And it's going to keep that momentum going so that I am so excited to start my training or start learning the pitch, things like that. Okay. E-sign baked right in. This is an example of using a partner called Signwell. Although as of this year, we have our own e-sign built right into the product. Okay. You can alert other people. So alert the referrer or alert the manager, all dynamically. Next step is integrations, pushing the information of that contact to other tools, other seller tools like Spodio or SalesRabbit, or all of your messaging tool, your CRM, all of those tools, we can push them. But what if you could push them to those tools only after they actually got a little bit of intro and training on that, okay? That's what we're able to do with our onboarding system. Training. So old way, new way, just big content dumps. Training is in 4 different places. It's not tracked, so you just have this list of videos like in your canvassing app, but you don't actually know what's getting consumed. Conveyor is a full-fledged micro-learning platform. We've worked with Fortune 500, Fortune 50 companies rather, using our platform for micro-learning. And you take our lesson builder. It's not designed for just people that are in the instructional design space. And it's just really easy to use, and you build out your lessons, okay? So you take 20 different formats, whether that be videos, files, audios, quizzes, all sorts of different formats, and you make these little things we call lessons. And lessons are like 7 to 15 minutes of content, like a micro-learning lesson. And you can take those as like little Lego bricks and build your little spaceships, okay? You can mix and match them into different courses. So you might take one lesson and put it into an initial drip 30 days to pro campaign, or you're gonna put them into different experiences for your veterans or your new reps, okay? So you can mix and match. You can, wherever you put that lesson, you can reference, you can update it, and it will change any place you put it. Next up, this is an example of what the portal will look like when you have it all filled out. We tried to really make a consumer experience, kind of like a Spotify, where it's just really simple to use regardless of your age, regardless of your experience. And you can put in all of your different courses and create portal sections depending on things like foundational, advanced, top rep samples, sales demonstrations, things like that. Okay, it's all gamified as well. So all of the quiz questions, you can attribute different points levels to them, create leaderboards. Salespeople love this. And what it does for your managers and for you is it helps you to understand which reps are really putting in the work, even if they haven't had any output yet. That's why I really think it's very valuable for customers, is they can look at this and say, okay, even before this person has made a sale, they're really earnest about this role and they're really taking the time to learn. Okay, we have reporting for days. So all learner transcripts, engagements, course performance, all of it's accessible through our API. And there's just a lot of ways to get at the data. Okay, now let's talk about retention. We are a full-fledged group texting platform as well. People use us for all their field support. They use us for managers reaching out to lots of their reps and their downlines and sending out text messages. This is not like a native app or a group messaging app, okay? So it's not like a GroupMe. Instead, this is just pure text message, which you can do dynamic messaging, include videos or files when you're sending out, okay? And then Field AI. So Field AI takes everything that you've been putting into the portal for your rep, and it makes it so that they can just ask the question really quickly in their own language and get an answer and get unblocked. And we actually suggest that people start with this product first, because if they can buy back some of their time, then they can work on the more proactive things like building out an onboarding or training experience. Okay? So that's the whole platform. What we're not. So let's talk about what we're not. We are not a CRM. We are not a canvassing tool. And we are not going to be like your sales promotion, sales competition product. What we're trying to do is help you do those, what I would call like adulting aspects of the business, which is recruiting, onboarding, training, and retention at scale, okay? And then some of these other more tools further down in the production area, okay, of the business, we don't dabble in those, okay? We're just trying to stay in our lane here in these four verbs. Okay, now what I want to explain to you is, while most people might see the experience for a rep as recruit, onboard, train, retain, that's the funnel. So what we've experienced working with some of the biggest names in the space is that you probably see all of these people recruiting at like a massive scale, and maybe you're coming to Conveyor to talk about to learn about our recruiting capabilities, but you don't really want to recruit a lot. What you want is the ability to recruit at scale. And to get the ability to recruit at scale, it starts by having a really solid foundation of retention, then apply fantastic training, then dial in your onboarding, and then recruiting is just like icing on the cake. Okay, so what I mean by this is that I highly recommend maybe considering using our retention tool first. This is going to buy back, especially if you're a smaller company, this is going to buy back a lot of your time, your own personal management time, to then think more about the business. In any business, if you have a lot of customers that are eating up your time, well, you can't really then build the proactive tools you need for the business. So this is a fantastic tool to get back hours and hours of your time from reps texting you or texting your middle management, just reactive questions. So this is about getting all of the reactive support off your plate. Next thing is training. So now you go into that, what does the rep not know they don't know? And I'm going to build that proactive training so that I don't get as many reactive questions. And I'm going to spoon feed that perfect experience of training early on for my new reps, as well as your veteran reps as well. Once you have that in place, then onboarding gets really exciting, because the training and retention is meaning that, okay, now it makes sense to spend more time dialing in our onboarding process so that we can then get to the recruiting process. And so if you think about it this order, retain, train, onboard, recruit, it took us years to realize that we actually had to flip it on its head. And now our customers are getting fantastic results focusing on this order.